Like, my music is like either horny or sad anyway.
Welcome back to another episode of the Tiny Mic Sessions. I'm Marie-Jeanne Paquet, and the Tiny Mic Sessions are a new series that I'm starting where I move a little bit all around Montreal to interview musicians, venue owners, teachers, etc., to get to know them a little bit better. And so today I am joined by Yzabo. Hi, Yzabo. Thank you for being here.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I've known you for a couple of years now, and I've always really enjoyed your music. And you're somebody that I, as like a baby musician, always kind of looked at as being like, okay, she's like doing the thing. And so for me to have the opportunity to talk to you and ask you a bunch of questions is like really cool.
Dude, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Not baby musician, so full-grown musician.
And nobody ever really feels full grown, to be fair.
It never stops.
Yeah.
But
do you feel full grown at this point?
No, I feel baby.
What do you feel you would need to become full grown?
I think that full grown is such a mindset. It's like, you know, when people are like, oh, what do you need to feel like you've made it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like I go on this, this rant, I guess, of like, well, like we kind of have to perceive it as though we've already made it, because how many people get to just play music and write music?
It's true.
And explore that. Like, we're so lucky to be doing the thing. And it's just like, I am doing the things every day in my life that define a musician, which is making music. And I think too that like having that mindset allows you to be present in your progress. Because success is kind of like such a weird, like, when are you ever successful in music?
Yeah, and there's people that make it really far in quotes and still feel like shit. So you could never really tell where the line is.
Yeah, and there never is too, because it's like once you start doing it, you kind of always just want more.
Yeah.
Like there's like a hunger and you're always working towards something, so there will always be the next thing. And it's not going to stop once you get a certain amount of streams or you get a good paycheck. Just keep going. So it's nice to just like live in the delusion of, hey, I'm doing the thing. I'm playing music and I made it.
Yeah. I remember seeing, we spoke about this before, but for this last project that's coming out right now, you had a Factor grant. Yes. That was awesome. That allowed you to make this production much like bigger, I guess, than the other ones.
Yes.
How do you feel that has changed the way that you want to make music from going forward, or do you feel like it hasn't changed anything?
Oh fuck. We're cutting this, right? Like,
yeah, you can. Yeah, we can cut that. Yeah. I do genuinely want to know.
Yeah. Getting a shout out Factor, I'm so grateful, because it is like
amazing.
Yeah, it's like one of the more challenging grants to get, but I'm very lucky in my background, because before I was actually writing music, I was writing grants. So I have this like background that I've been able to really apply to myself as an artist and my career and all of that. Factor is challenging to execute as an independent artist. Yeah. Because it does require you to put down a bunch of capital. So like I've learned a lot in the process of that, especially being someone who is independent and not managed, and like Yeah. You know what it's like to be a musician. It's a lot of
upfront cost, for sure.
It's a lot of upfront cost, but it's a lot of like time spent like unpaid labor, just doing the thing. Like you are putting on a million hats. Yep. At a single time. And sometimes it's like challenging to find space to like appreciate the art that you're making too. Yeah. That's like one of the things that I would say.
It's okay, we can totally do this.
Hey.
Avery's bringing us coffee.
Evie.
No, I'm okay. It's for Bianca.
What? No. Hello. Thank you for the coffee.
So you were saying that it's a lot of different things that you have to do. Even if you're getting funding, it's not like you're getting everything done for you anyway.
Especially when you're getting funding, because you have to know how to report your like it's gonna be kind of boring what I'm about to say, but it's like you have to know how to take into account everything that you spend. You have to budget. It's nice to have, people like the production company I worked with, Lucky Goat, was so great in like helping me out with all of the how do you use up your budget and how do you report it. You keep all the invoices, you submit all of these things, so you're like your own admin assistant while being talent, while also like paying everyone.
Yep.
Collecting invoices, making sure everything is organized for when you do your taxes.
True.
And that's like post everything.
So are you like in the swamp of that right now?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I like to do this thing where I avoid everything until the very last minute.
Perfect.
But it's okay. You gotta rest.
I agree. Sometimes. The last like months have been like intense for you.
It's been like 2 years since I got the grant in 2021. It's not over.
That's crazy.
So like the rollout process is that too, and then you post stuff and you make content. I have not been good at making content.
How come?
Because I'm tired.
Yeah, that's
because I'm tired.
That's like the bulk of the job, I assume, is like assumed to be to make the song, right? To make the audio thing that sounds good and that people like to listen to. But then I mean, I do think the videos that you made are
I'm so excited.
So awesome. I'm so excited that I haven't seen all of them, and it's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be so good. The production company has been like Lucky Goat, fucking G's.
Yeah.
They really put up with a lot of my shit, because it's a learning process for me too. And you kind of like, when you do those things, you have to be kind to yourself, because you are gonna not do everything perfectly. And if you do, the work that comes with that is a lot, and you have to give yourself grace because you're doing so much. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Oh, I was gonna say that many musicians don't want to be influencers and content creators.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like a thing that, not unfortunately, it's like great to have the platform and access to,
of course,
like DIY marketing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of work. And a lot of people don't.
We have no idea how to do it properly.
Yeah.
And then there's people that'll do it like really not properly, but it'll work.
Yeah.
And then you really don't know.
Oh God, it's like what content works. Like like right now, the struggle that I'm going through is like, why do people even give a fuck about me? Like no one cares about me. I'm just a girl.
So why make a bunch of content about you? Is that what you mean?
Well, it's like, how do you, I guess, how do you present the content in a way? Because you are, as a musician, when you are creating content and putting it out there, you're really just like a mirror for the people that, like your audience.
Yeah.
So it's like, why should they care about the thing? And it's not, I think at some point it does stop becoming about you.
Yeah.
And it becomes like,
what do they need?
Yeah. What are they getting out of this content, and how do you present it in a way that allows people to see that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, that's when it becomes a little bit overwhelming, because you're not them. You have no idea.
No. But I think that's like also the power of authenticity and just really making content that you want to make and feel like making. I feel like there's a lot of pressure to have to make certain things.
Yeah.
And it's like fair and valid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of also just like, I don't care.
I mean,
I care so much, but I also need sleep. And I will be like, I will sleep instead of making content.
Which is completely fair. And it doesn't take anything away from the quality of the product that you're putting out anyway. I was going to ask actually about the latest one that came out is Losing You, right?
Yeah,
As of today.
Yes.
There's something coming out later this week, but as of right now, Losing You is the last one that I saw.
Yeah.
And it's actually one of my favorites, like by far. I saw the acoustic version, also that was nice.
Yes.
But on the full track, there's like a bunch of like vocal loops and a bunch of like crazy instrumentation that I guess I hadn't seen in your stuff before.
Yeah.
I want to know how that came about.
Housefly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way. Okay.
So he produced that track, and I'm so lucky to be able to work with him. He's so good. He's so good. And
it sounds awesome.
With like, because I haven't worked with so many producers, at least like that I've put music out with. Mm-hmm. I feel like I work with Cole a lot, and I love him, and we have such a great, like, we make something good together. Mm-hmm. It's like a different kind of musical synergy that we have. The thing with working with Housefly, which is different, and it's not better or worse, but it's like, Losing was one of the very few tracks that I have out where I'd actually started as an acoustic.
Oh.
So I had written it on my guitar, and then I gave it to him. Mm-hmm. And we started working on it, and it was just like, there was like a click. It's like, he gets it, and he got it. And like, the one thing that I will never be tired of saying is like, after getting the first version of like the first mix,
yeah,
I was like sobbing for 2 hours.
What is, like, in positive sobbing or negative
sobbing?
sobbing?
Like, it was just like so cathartic to hear it in that way, because I'm like, I feel like what I'm trying to say and express in it, and it's like not like a lighthearted, it's not a lighthearted album.
It's definitely not a sing-songy flower girl song, but
yeah, it's not like particularly empowering, but it's like, it's an important side of the human experience. But it was just like cathartic and so healing to hear what you're trying to say be so accurately represented sonically. Yeah. And I think it's so rare, especially when you collaborate with people. And there's so much of him in that as well, and his, obviously, like, his production in that collaboration, but I feel like he just got it. Yeah. And it's not, it feels validating that I'm like, it makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Because it's validating for you too as a musician to have someone
be like, okay, this is sick. Let's go with it.
Yeah. And I also don't have a lot of like sound design input. I really do put a lot of trust into everyone that I work with. And I'm not nitpicky with like, oh, I want this specific sound. Yeah. A lot of it has to do with like a lack of knowledge.
No, but also you pick the right people to work with, and then that doesn't matter because you know, you guys both fill in the blanks, and then
you get picky with the people that you work with, and I think it's like so important to just have a relationship and to value the people that you're around, besides music.
Yeah. There's definitely a through line in the songs that I've heard of yours, and I'm curious to know how you feel about, do you feel like there's like thematics that you feel like you have to hammer on, or is it more like a whatever comes out?
Yeah, a lot of it is, I think, a huge part of being, like, one thing that I've learned, because like as an artist you kind of have to do all these like aside, you have to do like press kits, bios, your CV, and then when you are able to like put your vision onto paper, who you are as a brand, what you represent, why, the kinds of things that you're trying to express, it's just so you. And you don't have to I'm not sitting down being like, this is the story I want to tell today. So it's a good practice, though, I will say, that if you write something, you're like, I'm going to write a pop song or a country song. That's fun. But I think it's just really doing the work so that you can be as authentic as you can be to your experience in your songwriting and what you're trying to communicate. So, you know, no, yes and no, but it's more just like what, like I wrote all of this music like maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago for some of them. Yeah. And it's just like what that was when I wrote it at that particular time,
Mm-hmm.
I can still like honor it.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm such a different person now, and the music is also like the music I'm making now, which people will hear in like a year or two, is also very different.
Do you feel like it's still authentic to you, the music that's coming out now, or does it feel like it was like a snapshot?
It's a bit of both, because it's always a snapshot. It's like the most real in that moment of time that I wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, while I might be a different person now, I wouldn't be the person I am without that. So it's still very representative of journey. Like songwriting is very much like that.
Is there like a topic that you'd like to write about that you haven't yet?
I feel like one of the things that I'd love to explore is writing very explicit music. I don't know if this is like...
No, this is fine.
Like, do you know Janae
Get 'em,
Aiko?
girl.
Like, my music is like either horny or sad anyway.
Okay, so that's the through line.
Well, no, it's the common theme. It's not like intentional, but I remember like playing an acoustic set and I was like, them. 2 core human emotions are sad and horny. Because it's the first song's like, I wanna fuck. And then the second one is like, I'm so sad and I keep crying. I don't know why I can't stop crying. Everything sucks.
And then you bounce back.
Yeah, it's true. I think that human emotions fall on a spectrum of sad and horny.
Yeah, it's either one or the other.
Yeah, like if you're feeling hungry, horny for food.
That's it. You're horny for food. Yeah, exactly. It's all different shades of horny. Yeah.
Or like,
so, are you saying you would want to explore that further? You would want to. The question was, is there a topic you haven't explored yet?
Well, it's not that, to explore it in a certain kind of way. Because, you know, people are so explicit with their southern, just like, get in my vagina.
Right.
Or, whatever. I feel like you should just null and void this question. Sure.
It's just like, it's a slow descent into hell.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Just like,
what we'll do
so much.
What we'll do now is we'll invite Avery. And
please
talk
save
about
me.
some shit.
Save me from
Yeah,
myself.
we're gonna talk about being horny and sad, but with Avery this time.